Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikah Kadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're going to get into who is Esau and get one of the major features and characteristics of the nation of Edom. You see, because the characteristics, the spirit that's in the nation of Edom identifies who they are today. Because when you go throughout all the nations, the so-called Chinese is the Moabites, and Ammon is the brother of the Moabites because they look almost identical, and they had the same situation with Lot, where they was sleeping with Lot's daughter. Lot's daughters were sleeping with him to further their lineage, and so we see that, and then we see the characteristics of Israel, the Israelites, because he said that the Israelites would be like no other nation, and they would be a great nation. Now, when you go into the scriptures, when you're starting off in the beginning, it tells you how to identify Jacob and Esau, but we focusing on Esau now. It says here in Genesis 25 and 23, it says, "And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from your bowels. One people shall be stronger than the other people." Now we see through the boxing, through all of these sports that's in Babylon the Great America, the Israelites excel, and it's so much, they excel so much that you have to call an Edomite the great white hope. See, they hoping that the Edomites can compete with the Israel, because Israel is a special people. The Lord made them stronger and special. See, the character, the spirit in them is going to bear witness that these are the children that the Lord made stronger than any other nation. Okay, now when you get down to verse 25, it tells you about Esau. It says, "And the furs came out red," okay, all over like a hairy garment, "and they called his name Esau." Now, that's the progenitor of the nation. Okay, and he did something that changed even that situation. When you go jump down to verse 30, and in Hebrews they brought the whole situation back up, and they mentioned this part of it too. He says, "And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage." Now, they called him, they named him, and identified him with what he was eating. See, this is the significant part. You got the base of what was he eating, raw meat or whatever he was. It don't matter what he was eating. He was identified for what he was eating. Not only that his skin show forth, his blood show forth through his translucent skin, but he was identified by what he was eating, man. He was eating the red pot. It said, "For I am faith." Therefore was his name called Edom. His name was called Red because they identified him. They gave him an omen nomen. What's the omen nomen? Just like with Yahushua, his omen nomen was that he was going to save his people from their sins. That means his name, and Yahweh was going to send him to do it. So his name was Yahweh Saves or Yahweh Delivers. You see? The name represents their purpose. and it identified them. So Edom, his name identified him, and you have to get the reason that they gave him that name to identify him. They gave him that name because he was eating of what he was eating, you see, and he was so desperate to eat this stuff. That's why you see them eating cow testicles, see, eating raw steak, eating raw meat, and they known for eating raw beef and cattle and stuff. They tried to put it on the Native Americans and put it in their movies. What they're Dancing with Wolves. Native Americans just grabbing the meat and eating it, and then Esau, the main meat, the main blood drinking raw meat eater, he gonna act like it's something strange. Like the Native Americans presenting him with something strange. Oh, he just want me to just grab the meat and eat it, fresh with the blood and everything in it. like, get the heck out of here. You the dragons that was doing it. See, the Native Americans probably was cooking their food, and if they wasn't, they was going off too. But they culture that they lost and was taken away from, because they went into slavery under the Assyrians and was drugged over here to this darn land, where they came over here to this land so they could try to get back to their culture without somebody harassing they behind. Man and the Edomites, but the Edomites came anyway. And so this is the identifying mark of Esau. They trying to debate, Esau done away with. Well, why is this only one people on the earth so gung-ho to eat some raw meat, man? See, you ain't gonna find no other, you're not gonna find a bunch of videos with Arabs sucking down some raw meat. You're not gonna find the East Indians. See, you're not gonna find these Hamite Africans sitting around sucking down some raw meat, man. Their culture is to cook that darn meat, to put that darn animal on some skew and eat it, and eat him after he been cooked. They don't sit around and drink and do all that crap. Now ham is disgusting too. That's why he was Sodom and Gomorrah, and he stick his head up a cow's butt and do all kinds of the heathenistic things too, paganistic things. He coming up with most of the pagan practices. So he a heathen too. But all of these people, man, don't act the same. They got their own characteristics, and their forefather have its own characteristics, their own spirit in them. See, it don't matter how they look, that spirit gonna follow them. See, that's what the whole thing about it is. The characteristic of your father is gonna follow you. It's not about what your skin. Oh, it's white peoples and black peoples. That's a lie, man. It's the Israelites and the Edomites, the Moabite, the Ishmaelites, the Elamites. All of these people did not go extinct, which they trying to say Esau went extinct. That's a lie, man. Obadiah happened way before the Roman situation popped off, and the Romans, all of them was Edomites. Herod was an Edomite. So they trying to push that crap off on peoples and say we trying to create a boogeyman, and the Edomites is already done. No, they right here eating raw meat, sleeping with dogs and animals. Let's get that. It was not only was they dealing with the raw meat, they was sitting around messing with animals, bestiality. And I think I got Salakia. Darn it. Look at this woman. She's sitting around licking the wolf mouth. See, licking mouths with wolves and stuff. This is what they do. It's the characteristics of the Edomites. You're not going to get around it, man. Job, he was in the land of the Edomites, and these folks always got a dog, and the women be messing with the darn dogs. That's why Yahushua probably was talking to a freaking Edomite, man. Just because they said wherever she came from, it could have been an Edomite that came from there. Because guess what? the Romans had done took over the whole world. See, they was everywhere. Just like now, when these dragons take over the world, you don't know who coming from where. Now, when you go to Job 30, it say, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will not disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock. See, verse 8, it says, they were children of fools, base men. They were viler than the earth. See, these people are viler than the earth. They're most unlawful, ungodly people. And let me get that in where is it? Azariah. Okay, let me get 9. It says, and thou did deliver us into the hand of lawless enemies. See, Esau, they don't follow the law, man. That's why they say, in the Christian church, the law is done away with. Yahweh came and did away with the law. Why y'all ain't sacrificing no animals? The law done away with. See, they try to come with some lame excuse so they can get rid of that law. Because what? Most hateful forsakers of God. See, they hateful and they hate God. They hate his laws and they don't want to do them. And to an unjust king and the most wicked in all the world. See, these are the most wicked in all the world. You don't see a bunch of Chinamen traveling the world trying to eat everybody's food. You got the Edomite. They got these eating programs, and he'll go into any village, and whatever they tell him to put up to his lips, he'll put it up to his lips and swallow it down, man. Oh, we eat worms and bugs over here. Okay, let me see what that tastes like. You got some onions and some bell peppers on there? See, these Edomites go in anybody's culture and participate like it's their culture, and that's why they call them the worst of the heathen. I ended on that. The worst of the heathen. That's why they're in that land over there, because they hate God, and they say we gonna go over there and put gay parades and do all kind of wickedness in this homeland. Oh, this the Holy Land? This is what God, they say this is the God and the God of the Israelites. Okay, we finna find out. Verse 24, get right to the point, and say, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. That's who over there in that Holy Land possessing the houses of the Israelites. You see, these red dragon Edomites who are the worst of the heathen, and Ezekiel 35 said too. But I just want to bring that out about a clear evidence. Oh, let me go back to Genesis real quick, because the verse after that, after 25, it gave another major characteristic of Esau. He said, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. See, he always out there with them animals, eating they behind raw, having relations with them, don't got no law and order to what he doing with out there in the field. He in the field just willy-dilly, sleeping in a freaking cave, eating anything and everything. He'll sleep with it. He'll have relations with it. See, a chicken, a goat, a cow, a horse, an elephant. He'll hump a freaking shark, man. Them people that do anything, and they've been caught red-handed multiple times. Where is the other people in the earth getting caught messing with these animals and stuff? Where they eating raw meat and doing all kind of craziness? Moab, only thing he eat is a raw fish, and a lot of times that don't even be the case. He'll put other kind of meats in there that's already cooked and done, and they try to put that off on Moab. Oh, he eat the raw sushi and all this crap. Say, man, that's y'all eating all these raw animals, raw meat with blood in them, blood sausages and crap. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.